Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sergeant Alex here, and as you can see, I'm on an island. There's some torches, some chests, a little donkey, and a ship, which is ironically my greatest creation ever. It's a cargo ship. I actually haven't even tamed that donkey. I have tamed him, so I can put the chest on there, but I don't have a saddle for him. So he kind of just sits passenger in that boat. But what I've done so far is Rob and I have made a new survival server. Our old one, we got too far, too many projects that weren't feeling it anymore. So he loaded up this new one, which is literally a bunch of islands. I actually have a map, which I don't know if you have how PC works anymore, because I haven't played that in a while. Somewhere in here is a map. Here we are. It's a bunch of islands. You can see me there in the bottom left corner. And what I've done is I went out and picked myself out a beautiful island, which we have this one here, and then I made it even better. By that I mean I terraformed the entire island. This thing was like about 10 blocks taller. We'll get to that house in a minute. That's actually today's episode. But I went around, dug everything down, and in various spots, pretty much the entire island, I have dug down in use half sandstone slabs to kind of build out so the sand wouldn't sink directly to the bottom, and it kind of matches with the color. But a good chunk of this island isn't even real, as I desperately need oxygen. I think I'm going to jump up in the house itself and show you the final product. So I figured out the overall shape that I wanted, and then I went around with the sandstone slabs to figure it out. I outlined it in dirt first, which I wanted to make that a key thing, but it pretty much most of the borders of the island now and the island itself are not randomly generated anymore, but you get that randomly generated look. And the way you do that is, I call it the odd even method. People call it 2, 3, 4 method. It has a bunch of different names, but essentially you just do random block placements. As you can see, you got 2, 2, 3. Then I do the little 1 up there, which goes into a 3, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2. It's just random numbers. But the overall idea is you want to do an even number and then an odd number and back and forth. I've done it so many times that you can see I've kind of broken the rule there. And then I just built up. There's a few spots that I need to fix, like that spot could use another block of dirt. I think I'm going to swap some of this sand out for dirt and build into this, and I'll just extend the sand out a little bit there. But overall, it gave me a nice, cute little island to build on, which it took me about a week to terraform, going on and off, and it left me with, where is my dirt chest? Left me with some random bits of dirt. I forgot. I was putting stuff away, a creeper blew me up. So. Okay, sorry about that little jump. It was getting nighttime, and I had to go away from my controller really quick, so that's sadly a thing. But I want to make this island a cute little home. I'm going to have little farms and stuff around it. This area here, I'm thinking of making a dock, but first things first, I need to finish my house, which I figured would be a good time to talk about some overall stuff to improve houses and yada yada yada. So that way you don't have the basic block houses. I'm not going to do a block by block tutorial like I usually do. I'm just going to be time-lapsing me actually building the house and talking about the overall things. The first thing, I just want to point a few things out first, which I'll come in here first because you can kind of see it. These cobblestone walls mark the original house, which is the box. I have another box coming off the back here. And then there's this little itty-bitty tiny box, which just has a roof over here. And my video actually became corrupted there, so you kind of get in the time-lapse now, which you can see I'm extending out the roof a little bit, just making that overhang. And I made a nice little arc just with half slabs. But back to the little boxes. Essentially, the house is 3 block boxes with a 4th one on top. And the whole purpose of this video is to kind of show and demonstrate how to break up those big walls. Like right here, you can see me digging out a window. And I'm going to decorate a little bit, which breaks up that whole gray wall, but it's still a big wall. So that area is overall flat. And I kind of do that with most of the windows. I want big windows so you don't see as much of the wall as you normally do. I'm finishing up the wall here. And for the roof, just to copy the little overhang, I'm actually doing the same design just on that roof. So you can see me counting in with the half slabs there, and then I go around and start doing lower ends, and I build up, make that nice arc. And one of the little things I found out that was not very fun about this roof is, you'll see a little bit later on, I have to put some birch walls in the center just to kind of raise things up. And depending on the sizes, how many little step-ups you want to do and what kind of arc you want to do, this room is somewhere around 12 blocks squared. One side's a little bit longer than the other, which you'll notice as I come closer to actually finishing the roof. So I have 3 little step-ups, and I kind of divided it evenly, so it's 2 half slabs that actually are going below the roof. Then there's one that's matching it, and then the third section, which is the step-up. Which, this is the first time I'm actually doing it, having it going in all 4 directions. Usually it's the shape of your basic triangle roof going from one end to the other. I do that with the arc, and I've had good results with it. This time I want to experiment and do it on all 4 sides of the roof instead of just 2. Which overall I think it's nice. I didn't like it at first, but it did grow on me. Here you see the little sections of wall I was talking about. You have to add those in. It's okay for the top floor there because I was easily able to hide it. But as you can see, those little cobblestone sections from doing it on the first floor itself, I still have yet to figure out a way to hide that. I'm probably going to do some like wall decorations or something. I'll do a bookcase or some little piece of furniture, but more to come on that. And now I'm doing the next step up, which I'm doing the same thing, smaller, but raising everything up a half slab, which I recommend you start with the corners and you pretty much follow the overall shape of the roof. So those corner pieces, instead of being 2 blocks, are now 1 block, and then I'm following the rest of the roof. And one thing I would say that would make this whole thing easier is if I didn't turn all the wood I was using for this roof into half slabs. Some full blocks definitely would have helped in there, because like right there, that's a full block. That could be better than half slabs. Save a lot of time. But something in my head at that time was like, half slabs, everything. So there you see me putting I think I'm finally getting around to the full blocks, which I am. It made the build much quicker and easier, since technically half this roof is full blocks, just made out of half slabs. So everything's getting filled in. I'm coming into the center there, which it's actually one of the harder bits. Taking a quick nap. Because as the roof closes and gets smaller and smaller, you have kind of less room to actually do the thing. So making some quick half slabs, popping it back to the second floor, which the rest of the roof on the first floor is just your basic overhang with the half slabs. I did that for the little porch balcony. I'm going to figure out a way to actually decorate the balcony. I just haven't figured out something I like yet. And I was thinking having 2 half slabs in the center there would work. I didn't like how it looked, so I got rid of it. And that was pretty much it for the roof. And as I walk here and do my magical tower of dirt, I kind of like it. It matches the first floor, definitely goes to the second floor. I'm thinking it might need one more layer around the outside just to bring out that width to match with the first floor. Which, as you can see here, I'm just doing one line of half slabs instead of doubling up on it. I believe I kept it this way. If not, I probably just did one half slabs along the bottom just to kind of fill it out a little bit, give it a little bit more of a drop. But as roofs go, it's not as more resource intensive as other roofs. It's just more time consuming to get that arc going the right way. And when it came to building it, I felt I didn't drop as much as if I did your typical A-frame. So, roof's done. let's get back to the magical dirt mound, and that little extra layer of half slabs really did help fill things out, and I was overall happy with it. Now to get the rest of my materials, which I'm running around there. Well, that gravel's supposed to be cobblestone, but now I'm marking out the porch. That's why I made that section a little bit longer than the rest of the roof. It's actually a porch, so I'm lining up with everything to make those nice little walkways and entryways. Which a porch is another thing. It's helping to disguise the fact that your house is one big block. It has a little bit of detail and character. You just have to be careful when you're using half slabs, because as you can see there, I had to add one extra half slab on each corner. So try and line it up with a full block, that way you don't have that weird random half slab. For this one it works fine just because it's the corners, which now that I'm looking at it, I think I might come in and get rid of that top half slab. But to help fill out the roof, I just did another layer of the half slabs, copying the exact same shape and just dropping a half slab and connecting up to the rest of the roof on the sides. That makes it a nice decorative, and it looks like it's supposed to be there, is the best way to put it. Which you can see me on the struggle bus there to try and get that one half slab placed. Thankfully, no windows yet. So everything's connected up. I think it looks nice. And one of the things that I'm thinking I might keep is just having the grass ground there for the floor. I may not swap it out with wood, because I kind of like the look of it when you walk out. You have the nice little sectioned off fence area on your yard. And now the most important part is, which I sort of save towards the end of my builds, after I get the major details like that porch and stuff in, is windows, which are very, very tricky. Like that, from the outside, that one window looks like it belongs. When you get on the inside, it's just there. The second floor itself, that one was real hard to do the windows, just because of that old cobblestone bit. And the fact that the building is not a perfect square, it's actually a rectangle. So you can sort of see it when I punch out these windows. That one doesn't have the one little birch block like that. And it looks weird just having it that way, so I end up just settling for having one window slightly raised than the rest. But you can just see me experimenting with it. To go to the roof, I popped outside, then filled that in. And it's a little higher up, but I think I can make it work. I can definitely build around that to decorate the room and make it feel a little bit more cozy. And now the most important part of the roof, which is the inside. You can see me making more half slabs, and I ended up just filling it all the way. I wanted to kind of keep the arc in there, but make it more decorative, but I just wasn't feeling it with this one. So I fill most of the roof in, and then I just do the corners to kind of hide the fact that that birch part is sticking up. I kind of made it look like it belonged there. It's intentional, and it helped with framing that little window. There's always that one half slab that doesn't want to play bright. So I just filled it in, which I honestly should have kept the center of it hollow, but I was already halfway there and I didn't feel like taking an axe to it. So if I'm ever desperate for half slabs, I know where to go. But one of the more important things is proper torch placement. I know it sounds weird, but one of the things that drives me up a wall is just torches tossed down willy-nilly. It actually makes the build look worse than it should. And the other thing, proper window placement. No window placement, proper storage space. I try to keep my chest nice and organized, but that actually hinders you if it's not. So, just making up some quick glass. And this is one of my favorite things when I'm actually doing the windows, because I could use the regular clear glass, which, yeah, that'll look nice and all, fills the purpose, but it kind of does. There's so much more options with the stained glass. And let me stop here, because now you can see I'm fixing that window frame. I'm framing out the rest of the window, adding like a nice little lower ledge, and then
putting a little roof over the window to decorate it. So yeah, you have a big 2x3 window, but it doesn't look. It helps hide the fact that there's a big wall there. And to go with the rest of the theme of the house, I went around with half slabs and did those to the bigger windows. And I just mixed up half slabs and stairs. On here, on the second floor, it looks kind of weird, but it helps fill in the rest of the house. But in reality, my house has eyebrows now. That is the only thing I see now. I've actually connected it up with half slabs. I don't know if it's going to be in the video or not. So my house not only has eyebrows, it has a unibrow. But you can kind of see what it's like on the left side there, for that little brief glimpse. But back to windows, the stained glass adds so much more color to the house. With my medieval builds, I tend to go with the white stained glass, but with this house being by the ocean and all, having nice little birch walls and stuff, which is a very light colored wood in the game, I decided not to go with white stained glass. I've actually went with a light blue stained glass, so it's still light and filling in the color. As you can see me experimenting around a little bit here with windows. And it just helps fill in the rest of the build. So nice little ledges there. I could probably pop some potted plants there to decorate it. And there's the unibrow I was talking about. Not really much you can do on this. I could do on the side window since it's so close to the roof. I'm thinking I might grab some trapdoors and do shutters once I get spruce wood, which I'm still looking for that and jungle wood in this map. So, making some blue dye, crafting some light blue glass panes, and it just helps bring the whole build together better than what if it was just a plain old clear glass. I'm not sure. What's your opinions on the stained glass? So comment that down below. Opinions on the stained glass. Do you like stained glass? Do you prefer just clear windows? Is it worth going that extra mile to get that little bit of dye to make? I don't know. I think 3 bits of dye made all the windows for this building. And then doors I tend to make match the build. So nice dark oak. The birch I think would be too light. I wanted something dark to match with that. So the overall tips of the video today is try to frame windows, give it a nice stained glass look to bring a little bit more color to the build, and add little features around long big walls to kind of break it up. And if you're not sure about it, add an extra room just to kind of take away from that overall square space. Just 2 rectangles on this big square kind of broke it all up together, gave me a little bit more room to build in, and I think made an overall nice house. So comment down below what you thought. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Other than that, this is Sergeant Alex, and I hope you have a nice day.